The United States is experiencing an unprecedented rise in anxiety, so much so that experts have started calling it an anxiety epidemic. Millions of Americans, young and old, report feeling constantly stressed, overwhelmed, or on edge. Anxiety isn't just occasional worry or stress before an exam or presentation. It's a persistent mental health condition that affects both the mind and body. Racing thoughts, insomnia, tension headaches, and a constant sense of dread are some of the common symptoms. According to recent statistics, over 40 million adults in the U.S., almost 1 in 5, experience an anxiety disorder each year, and these numbers are climbing, especially among younger generations. One of the key contributors to this epidemic is the fast-paced American lifestyle. From long work hours to juggling multiple jobs and family responsibilities, people are under constant pressure to achieve more, earn more, and do more. Hustle culture glorifies overworking, making it socially acceptable and even celebrated to push oneself to the limit. But the cost is high. Burnout, chronic stress, and anxiety disorders are becoming the norm rather than the exception. Studies show that despite Americans spending more hours at work than ever before, productivity hasn't increased proportionally, leaving people frustrated and mentally exhausted. Social media is another silent driver of anxiety. Platforms like Instagram, TikTok, and X, formerly Twitter, promise connection but often create stress instead. Users are constantly exposed to curated highlights of other people's lives, triggering feelings of inadequacy and fear of missing out FOMO. The brain becomes conditioned to seek constant stimulation, scrolling endlessly for likes and validation. This creates a feedback loop where comparison fuels anxiety, and the inability to disconnect prevents relaxation. In fact, psychologists argue that social media is rewiring our brains to be anxious by design. Economic pressure and financial insecurity also play a massive role. Student loans, rising housing costs, inflation, and healthcare expenses contribute to a pervasive sense of uncertainty. Even people with stable jobs worry about layoffs or market instability. This constant stress keeps the body in a state of fight or flight, producing stress hormones like cortisol that make it difficult to relax. Surveys reveal that financial stress is the #1 cause of anxiety for Americans, surpassing concerns about relationships or health. The link between money and mental peace is undeniable. Biology adds another layer of complexity. Anxiety can run in families, and genetic predisposition affects how the brain responds to stress. Variations in neurotransmitters like serotonin and dopamine, as well as differences in hormone levels, can make some individuals more sensitive to stressors. When biological vulnerability meets external pressures, from work, social media, and economic stress, the likelihood of developing chronic anxiety rises significantly. Trauma, both personal and collective, further compounds the problem. Events such as natural disasters, school shootings, or public health crises create an underlying sense of insecurity and fear. Additionally, social isolation, amplified by technology and urban lifestyles, leaves many Americans feeling disconnected. Humans are social creatures, and loneliness triggers stress responses in the brain, making it easier for anxiety to take hold. When these societal and environmental factors align, they create a fertile ground for widespread mental distress. Despite the grim picture, there is hope. Anxiety is manageable, and numerous strategies can help reduce stress and reclaim peace of mind. Therapy, particularly cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, has proven highly effective in treating anxiety disorders. Regular exercise helps regulate stress hormones, while mindfulness and meditation train the brain to focus and relax. Limiting social media use and taking digital breaks can reduce the comparison trap and constant stimulation. Most importantly, human connection through friends, family, or support groups provide emotional support and helps buffer the effects of stress. Understanding anxiety is the first step in combating it. Recognizing that anxiety is not a personal failing, but a complex interplay of societal, environmental, and biological factors can reduce stigma and encourage people to seek help. It also highlights the importance of building systemic solutions, such as workplace mental health programs, affordable health care, and community support networks. While the anxiety epidemic in the U.S. is real and pervasive, it is not insurmountable. With awareness, proactive strategies, and societal support, Americans can begin to reclaim calm in an increasingly chaotic world. Ultimately, the anxiety epidemic reflects the high-speed, high-pressure environment of modern America. But by taking deliberate steps, practicing mindfulness, exercising, limiting social media, seeking therapy, and nurturing connections, we can create space for mental clarity, resilience, and well-being. Anxiety may be widespread, but it does not have control our lives. By understanding its roots and learning to manage it effectively, we can move toward a calmer, healthier future, both individually and collectively.